Royce K did it, so you know it got slapped. What you know about doing hard time in the lockup? You appealing your baby mama knocked up. You only win 105 when you gotta survive. You better have some hands and get knotted up. Seeing friends turn to foes, you can't trust nobody. Every day is a test, and you gotta have heart, and you gotta be smart, and you can't be a mark, and a blame in your heart.
Welcome to TubbsTV. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Appreciate you coming to the cell. I sincerely appreciate all the support, all the comments, and man, if I start giving out shout outs to everybody, from my nephew Melvin to my sons Royce K and Remy, my daughter, my wife, all the people that support me, man, we'd be half the video. So I want to thank everybody, man, everybody for their support, sincerely. The reason why I brought you here today, because I want to tell you another story. Okay, the name of this story is called Seaoned Dickhead. And most of the times, you know, when you're in the joint, you run across some guards, and majority of them, you know, they cool. You know, they don't bother you. You don't bother them. They just trying to make a living, you know. It's a job. They took the job. They got to make a living, you know. But every once in a while, you run across one that's a fucking dickhead. And this is what this story is about today. So, one day, you know, I used to like to work out a lot. I mean, it's just, I don't know, sometimes in order to de-stress, I would work myself, you know, to the point where I almost throw up. You know, just work out so hard where you just be exhausted, and that way you just take your mind off everything. And I did that one day all afternoon. You know, I just worked out, and I came in and I took a shower and I was laying down. And then all of a sudden, you know, I heard this loud rap on my door, where this CO, he had this big flashlight like the police used to carry. I don't know if they carry them anymore, but he had this big old flashlight, and he rapped it against the door. Bam, 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 bam. So I got up, and it kind of gave me a headache, you know, somebody waking you up like that. And I said, man, what's up? What's up with that? And he was like, I'm seeing if you okay. I said, yeah, I'm okay, man. What the fuck you rapping on my door like that for? You know, what's up with that? And he said, well, you know, you seem like you were sleeping kind of peaceful right there. And it's my job, you know, to punish you. I said, what? It's your job to what? He said, yeah, that's what they hired me for. It's my job to punish you. I said, it's your job to punish me. I said, man, I thought, you know, by being in here, away from my family, my friends, and away from society, freedom, I thought that was my punishment, you know. He said, nah, that's my job too. I said, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. I wasn't finna argue with him, you know. Glad he let me know. So I thought about it. I said, okay, what am I going to do with this stupid motherfucker? Because he seems to think that he got an advantage over me. But what he don't know is I have a bigger advantage over him. See, when he come to work, he only got 8 hours, you know, to think about trying to punish me. I got nothing but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to get back at him. So, of course, my mind went to something real devious, you know, that I could do to him. But I wasn't trying to catch no more time while I was in there. So I just started watching him. And I'm a surveillance person. When you'll learn that about me, I'm very observant. I'll just watch you for a long time. You know, I'll just sit back like a spider and just watch your every move. So every day he come to work, and I noticed he was a creature of habit. He would when the doors come in, they make this loud clunk noise when the big doors come, when the guards is coming in. And so, because I guess they got to buzz them in from the center of what they call a rotunda. So they buzz them in, they go clunk, 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 and then they open up. And he came in. So I would watch him. And every time he came in, they got a bottom tier and they got a top tier. Well, he would always go to the top tier. He never really walked the bottom tier. But when he went in there, he always took 1, 2, 3 steps. So when he took the steps going up the top tier, he'd go 1, 2, 3, and he grabbed it with his left hand. And he grabbed it in the same place every time. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. I noticed that. Okay. And I also noticed that, I don't know what it is, but inmates never grab those rails. I don't know if it was a thing, like they felt like if you pull up on the rail, if it made you feel weak, or what it was. But I noticed they never touched them. They would go up and down them steps, never touched them rails. It was weird, but it's the truth. So anyway, he would 1, 2, 3, grab the rail, pull himself up the steps, and then he'd go to the middle, and he'd stop in the middle, that same rail every time, and he'd look over. He'd put his body against it, he'd look over, up and down, and then he'd walk to the back. And they had these big doors that was in the back. They had one upstairs and one downstairs. I guess there was some kind of like emergency doors or something like that. But the last I heard, in Mobley, Missouri, that they said them doors never opened. They didn't open them doors in like 30, 40 years at a time. They never just didn't open them. I've never seen one open. I was there for almost 13 years. Never seen it open. But anyway, every time he walked back there, he grabbed a door to see if it was unlocked. And that irritated the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm saying to myself, this stupid motherfucker, touching this goddamn door for making all that goddamn noise when he come in. And door ain't been open in 30, 40 years. But then he go to the other side of the tier and do the same thing. And when he came down the same way. 1, 2, 3, left hand, pulled himself down. Then he'd leave out. And he done it all the time. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When he first woke me up like that, and when I first noticed that, my first thought was, wonder how he'd feel if I taped a razor blade when he took that 1, 2, 3. But let me tell you, you really don't want to do that. You take a razor blade and you tape it, and one of them guards grab that razor blade and you rip their hand open right there, you're going to make the wing hot. I'm telling you right now, they're going to come in there, they're going to punish every ass in there. Not just one, they're going to punish all of them. They're going to rip up the cells. They're going to do everything they can to get some get back on that. So you going to have a lot of inmates mad at you. You do that. They're going to be trying to figure out who did it, so one of them can tell on your ass. But I didn't want to do something like that anyway. So I was like, nah, because the violation didn't warrant that type of, punishment. But punishment, he was going to get. So like I said, I watched him every day. So I went to my partner, and he worked in the maintenance. And he had access to that, what do you call that? Axle grease. And so it was this nasty, nasty grease where they had packed these bearings and stuff, because they used to work on all the trucks and they fixed stuff. And so I knew that he had access to some of that. So when, because one time he had got off work and he had this shit all over him and everything. I said, what the hell is that? And he told me what it was. It was that dirty axle grease. So I told him, I said, man, let me get some of that axle grease. He's like, man, what do you want that shit for? And I said, just let me get it, man. I got something I got to do with it. So he kept on asking me what I wanted to do with it, but don't worry about that. Just let me get it. So they had this wave grease that they sell in the canteen, Back in the day, boy, I used to have my waves up there. That's neither here nor there. So back to the store. So, when you're in there, man, you go through all kinds of stuff, man. One day I want waves, man, because you ain't got nothing to do but sit there and brush the shit. So anyway, I got this wave grease canister, and I gave it to him, and he filled it up with this axle grease. And I took the actual grease that it came with and I dug it out and put it to the side. So, and I'm going to tell you why. So, when I knew he was coming back one day, I said, oh, he worked today. I'm going to make my move. I'm going to make my move. And sure enough, I greased that bar. I greased that bar up. So I put that grease on there. And so all of a sudden I heard that boom. Because he always liked to slam the door and let everybody know, he was coming in. Everybody look up like, man, look at this fool. So when he came in, I was waiting on him. So he took them steps, 1, 2, 3, and he grabbed that nasty grease, man. And when I tell you right now, man, that shit is hard to get off your hands. He went up them steps, man. He looked at his hands. I was in the cell rolling, man. He took off out of there, right? He stayed gone for quite a while trying to get that shit off, man. Anyway, he came back, had a flashlight this time. He looked all up out of there, man, and wiped it and left back out, came back, had like some Windex or something like that, sprayed it again, wiped it. So he looking at all the rails and everything else. So after he calmed down and everything else, then he went into his, his regular routine. So he went to the middle of the tier and he looked over and didn't see nothing. Then he walked to the back. And when he walked to the back, I greased his ass up again. He grabbed that door to shake that motherfucker. He was fighting mad, man. He left up out of there, boy. He was gone for a while. He was stupid mad when he left. I was rolling. I said, yeah, seaoned Dickhead. That'll fix you right there. So then, later on, he came back with the flashlight. He's checking all the rails. He's checking all the doors and everything else. And I was like, nah, that's good enough for tonight. Because like I said, he got 8 hours to get me. I got nothing but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to get his ass. So I laid for him that night. I ain't do nothing else, I just let it go. The next time he came in, he did 1, 2, 3, but before he grabbed that rail, he checked it. He went to the middle, checked it. He went to the door, he checked it. And I knew he was going to do that. So after he checked that rail, he went to the middle, checked it, checked that door. He came around the other side, and he had on one of those, they got these really nice prison white shirts. And I guess because he was maybe in a college or something like that, I don't know why he had a white one on, but you have an option whether you can wear the ones that they give you, or you can wear them crispy ones right there. I think you got to buy those yourself. So it was really nice, crispy, had the little creases going down like he was in the military or something, but he wasn't in no military, he was in a prison, But like I said, he was there to punish me. So I was there, of course, to punish him. So he looking over, and he leaned over on the rail, and he looked both ways. And when he leaned back, I had greased that rail up, man. Fuck this whole shirt up, man. It looked like he had 2 tire marks across that shirt. Boy, he looked there. When I tell you he was stomping mad, man, his feet was coming off the ground, man. He was so hot. Boy, he charged up out of there. He didn't come back for a long time. He did not come back for a long time. But when he did come back, I noticed that I took him down a peg because he didn't have that white shirt on no more. He had a regular blue shirt on. Like everybody else, like the rest of the COs, So anyway, seaoned Dickhead, he had came through there, and I didn't get him for a while because I knew he was looking for him. Man, they was tearing up cells. They was looking everywhere for that grease. When they finally came to my cell and they opened that grease up, remember I told you I was gonna tell you what I did with that with the real wave grease. I took it and I put it on the top. So when he opened it up, I'm sitting there looking at him, and I'm thinking, oh, shit. If he stick his hand in there, I'm going to the hole, baby. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't stick his hand in that grease. They popped that top, and they seen that yellow wave grease, and he smelled it, wave grease, put the top back on, stuck it right back on the shelf. I'm thinking, good, because I'm going to need that for next week when you come on. So about a week go by, no incident. I didn't do anything. After a while, people are like creatures of habit. You know, they get back into his routine. And just like everybody else, he got right back into his routine. Come in there, boom, take them steps, 1, 2, 3, boom. Get to the rail, look over. But this time, I noticed he was a little bit conscious before he looked over. I noticed he was kind of touching the rail. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't rocking me to sleep, baby. So then go back to the door. Before he touched that door, he'd start bringing his handkerchief. Start wiping with the handkerchief. He come around, and so I backed all the way off of him. After a while, like I said, creature of habit. He started taking the rail, 1, 2, 3, boom. Going to the middle, looking over. Going to the end, checking the door. Came around, looking over. Except this time, I greased his ass up again. Damn, he had on a fresh shirt, boy. Boy, when he left up out of there, boy, he was heated. Because I let him have it. You know. Boy, he didn't like that shit. He didn't like that shit at all. So one day, I was sitting at the card table and everything else, and he came in there, and he asked how come he didn't like him or whatever. I said, man, you told me one day, man, your job was to punish us. I said, so how you figure it's your job to punish us, and it ain't our job to punish you? He said, man, I guess I had to think about it, man, and you right, man. I'll leave y'all alone. Y'all leave me alone. Most of us said, man, we ain't got no problem with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if he had any conflict with anybody else. But, you know, because of the fact that he said that, he ain't never come and rap on that cell no more. And I noticed that he didn't bring that big old flashlight, you know, trying to intimidate somebody while he was in there. So, anyway, that was the end of CO Dickhead. And so I hope you like the story, because it's based on a true story. It really did happen. I was in Mobley, Missouri, and I was locked up. I had an assault case, and that could do nothing about, but that was my punishment. It wasn't CO Dickhead's job to punish me. It was his job to just go there and make sure, you know, I didn't leave the place. And I did, you know, the right thing while I was there. So anyway, like I said, hope you like the story. Like, subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out, and I'll talk to you later with a new story.
Voice caved, so you know it got slapped. What you know about doing hard time in the lockup? No appeal and your baby mama knocked up. You only win with a father, you gotta survive. You better have some hands to get knotted up. Seeing friends turn to foes, you can't trust nobody. Every day is a test, and you gotta have heart, and you gotta be smart, and you can't be a mark and a blame in your heart.
Welcome to TubbsTV.